I'm not going to draw it out. The best budget phone is the 2024 Galaxy A15 5G. But why is that? Well, you'll just have to stick around to find out. Let's talk about it. This is the brand new Galaxy A14, available for purchase this January for $139. Here's every leak spec for Samsung's brand new phone. And just for funsies, let's compare it to the brand new iPhone 15 Pro Max, which is $1,200. Let's start off with arguably the most important part of the phone, the camera. The main camera on the A14 is 50 megapixels. Better than the iPhone. It's also got a 5 megapixel and 2 megapixel backup, which are just basically potatoes. But the main camera's interesting. How can they get a better camera in a phone that's almost 10 times cheaper? The selfie camera doesn't disappoint either. They have 13 megapixels to Apple's 12, which is just impressive. Alright, let's talk about the display. That's my favorite part. The A15 has a 6.5 inch, Full HD, 90Hz AMOLED. Now if you know what that means, you're probably a little bit confused. This is the first phone ever to have an AMOLED display under $150. Now keep in mind, this is an amazing display, but it's not going to be as bright or as detailed as Apple's display on their iPhone 15 Pro Max. Not to mention at a lower refresh rate, it's also not going to be as snappy. I'll give this point to Apple. Alright, let's talk about batteries now, and there's no real way to put this. The Galaxy wins by a landslide. Battery capacity is 5,000 milliamp hours, and Apple only has 4,400. Not to mention that Apple's battery life has actually gotten worse over the last few years. I can only assume that the A15 is just much more power efficient. Now let's talk other hardware. Yes, the Apple phone has Face ID and a more powerful chip on the inside, but it lacks some of the most important features. The Galaxy phone has a more power efficient chip, expandable storage, and a side-mounted fingerprint reader. On a $140 phone, that's insane. Honestly, I'm gonna call that one a tie. Now, at the end of the day, the phone that you get is totally up to preference. I'm not trying to sway your opinion one way or the other. I'm just trying to demonstrate how much you can get for your money nowadays, especially since Apple has some catching up to do. You're getting more than 80% of the phone for about 10% of the price. And that's just awesome, especially for consumers. Apple and other companies are gonna see this, and they're gonna have to innovate. That means we're getting even better cheap phones really soon. And I'm here for it. Party on, dudes.